Good morning, class. Welcome to the online classes for science of class 8. In the previous sessions, you have seen till chapter 12 that you have completed. So, from today onwards, we are going to start the new chapter, that is chapter 13th, which is titled as Sound. So, let's start the chapter. From the word sound, you are already familiar that anything that we are listening around us with the help of our ears are considered as a sound, but that sound can be of different range, right? Because when we used to hear some pleasant sound, then we used to say that the sound is very pleasant, so that is good, sounding good. Then if we are just hearing the large round or the big volume of sound or the larger range of sound, then what you used to say that this sound is not that much pleasant. And if you hear something unpleasant, it just brings just a pain to our ears, right? That just strikes to our ears, but it just not pleasant to us to hear. So that sounds are considered as unpleasant. So what we can say, that sound can have different ranges and can make different range of that sound, right? And these sound can be pleasant to our ears or can be unpleasant also. So what we can say, the sound can be louder, can be smoother, can be of less range, can be too less louder. There are different ranges. So sound can be of many ways that can pass through something that can enter our ears. So what we can say, that sound is just a volume that is created, and this sound is created whenever we are trying to vibrate any object or strike any object. That means any two objects should collide each other. What that means, like if you are making a sound with a pen, striking it with a board. Now I think when you are listening to this video, you may be having a pen with you. Now take that pen and try to strike it on the table. So you know that striking on the table can create a sound. Now again, if you will try to strike it with a large range, means make it farther from the table and then strike on it, then it will make a sound of more loud, right? What that means, it is depending on how you are just striking or vibrating that object. So it depends on the two objects. So sound is produced when any object get vibrated means any two objects get struck to each other or get collide to each other, they produce sound. So sound, I think everyone is just familiar with this now. Okay, so let's go with the chapter, which is regarding a book itself. You can see different objects, instruments are given in the figure. Here you can see it is named as harmonium, flute, sitar, tabla. What does happen in this? Now only I said that sound can be of different volumes. It can be larger or louder. It can be smoother or unpleasant also. So what will happen, that when two objects get struck to each other, collide to each other or get vibrates, then only the sound is produced. So here you can see first example like tabla. How it can produce sound? By its own it cannot produce. If it is electrical, then also we just have to strike something on it. Like now you have to strike your hands, you have to vibrate your hands on the tabla's surface. When you just strike your hands on the surface of tabla, it will produce some sound, and that sound we will consider it as a music because we are getting some pleasant sound from it, right? Similarly sitar, we are vibrating that strings which you can see here, right? This black strings can be seen on the sitar. So these strings are to be vibrated with our hands. You know about the sitar, I think. So when you just try to vibrate that strings, it produces some sound that are pleasant to our ears, which we can hear. So that is also considered as a sound. So any object that can collide, vibrate or strike, then only the sound can be produced. So we know that the sound is an important role in our lives because we are every second we can say that we are hearing some another sound from our surrounding, and what it is helping us to, because it is playing an important role. Then how is this playing? Because sound is helping us to communicate with one another. Like now I am saying something and explaining you the chapter, then I am producing the sound, right? And you are able to hear that sound, so it is helping me to tell you the chapter and helping you to understand what I am saying. So sound is being produced by me, which can be heard by you and can be understood by you with the help of the ears. So this is what the sound is. In our surrounding we are having different kinds of sounds, so these variety of sounds are present in our surrounding. So these variety of sounds, as we have talked earlier itself, that sound is produced only when we vibrate any object, strike or collide any two objects, right? So by that sound is produced, and these sound can travel also. Now what this sound travel means, like if we are walking from a point, we know that we are standing at a point and we try to walk. Now what we will do, that we will move to further point and we will reach some other point also. Like from your home you have started walking and you reach to a shop, that means you are moving. So you are traveling by your legs, or you are a pedestrian. We used to say, when you are traveling on our legs, we used to say them as a pedestrians. So after reaching that point we can again come back, so we are traveling, right? So we are having some medium to travel. Now if you take a cycle and move, then the medium is cycle. Now if you are moving with a vehicle like scooty, bikes, anything else, by a train, so you are moving with some vehicle medium, right? So how the sound can travel, like I am sounding now and you are able to hear, so some medium should be there between us, right? So this is now an electric medium. So we are now taking an example, like if your mother is calling you and calling with your name, so your ears, you just understand with your ears that someone is calling you and that is your name, and you are able to hear that word which are uttered by your mother. So these sound is traveling from your mother's mouth to that of your ears. That means sound also travels. Okay, sound also travels. So it also needs the medium, like we are need a medium to travel. Like we are walking, then we need some medium to travel, right? So sound also needs some medium to travel, and it can travel in even a solid or in a liquid or in a gas also. So what are the solids? That are the objects which are visual to us or in a different size and the shapes, right? What is gas? That cannot have any size in the shape. Liquid, that can flow easily but cannot have a particular shape. It can take the shape of any object that we fill in it, right? So we have learned that the object, when it get vibrated or struck, be able to hear the sound. So these are the examples which are given to you in the activities. Like in activity number 13.2, it is given a rubber band, longer side of the pencil box, insert two pencils, and what we are trying to now plug the rubber band. So what will happen, this sounds will create, right? The string sound is coming from the rubber band because it is getting vibrated. Similarly, when we are seeing the example activity 13.1, we are taking a metal plate and on that pen we are trying to strike with a stick. So what will happen? This also the vibrating, it is striking that object. So already we have learned that striking or the vibrating particles, it will produce a sound. So when you stop vibrating, the sound will be not produced. So the main thing to produce sound, the object should be vibrated. So vibration is the main medium to get the body to produce sound. So what is vibration? That is the back and the forth motion, that is the object is trying to move on the up and down or in the back and the forth. So these are considered as vibrations. Okay, so I say that object needs a medium also to travel, right? How this travels, like if you are just making a lie down on your table. Now if you are sitting at your table, then lie down on your table and try to strike it with some pen or with a stick, and keep your head on that table. So at the down somewhere else and far ever, but on the table only, on the legs of the table, consider at that leg of the table, you are trying to strike with the pen. Now keep your head on the surface and try to hear. So how you will able to hear? Now you are not making a sound, you are just trying to hear with the help of your ears, right? You are hearing that sound with the help of your ears, and you are striking that pen on the surface of the table. So how can you hear it? You are striking on the legs, that is at the corner of the table, and you are hearing it on the surface of the table, that is on the top. So how you are able to hear it? So that is what the sound is trying to travel to you, travel to your ears. By how? They needs a medium, and these needs a medium. That means it will travel along the some part of it, that is there it is traveling along the table, and table is a solid. So what we have read, that sound needs a medium to travel. It can be water, that is liquid, solid, or a gas. So now the sound can travel anywhere with the help of the matter, right? So sound travel, but it needs a medium. Similarly, sound produced when we strike an object or we try to vibrate an object. So here see an example, that is figure point 13.4. It is a vibrating dish produces waves in water. What that means, if you are pouring some water in the plate, this dish, you can say any dish or a plate, you are trying to vibrate it. You just strike it with some pan, with stick or with a spoon. What will happen, that the object get vibrate, and we will try to make the objects that is kept in the plate, that is liquid. So liquid also get vibrated and it will produce some waves. So we cannot see them, but we can feel them, that sound. But the liquid, we can see them, because when we are trying to strike an object, we know that the sound used to travel, and the person who is standing near to it will hear the louder sound, and who is just farther from it, he will not hear that much loud about that sound, right? That means the sound is traveling, but the highest medium is nearby it. So we are standing nearby it, we will hear it more, right? So what we are trying to, if it is vibrated, the objects cannot be seen, but it can be heard very easily. So sound needs some medium to travel, but it travels in the form of wave. And what is wave? Wave can be shown like this. This is what the wave is. So you know that when the object is vibrated, it will get vibrated like this, or you can say like this also. Many kind of waves. So waves can travel like this. So sound travels in the form of waves, and it needs a medium to travel, and that medium can be liquid, solid, or gas, right? So it can need any three of the mediums. Similarly, sound is produced when the object is vibrated. So these 3 points are the points which we have to remember in this first 3 pages. Okay, and from there you can see different examples through which you will get that how this sound is produced and how it can get to our ears. So it needs a medium to travel, and it will enter to our ears with the help of some medium. So it will vibrate, then only the sound is produced. It will get travel only when the medium is given to it. So it can travel with the help of the medium like solid, liquid, or gas. Okay, so it travels in the form of waves, and waves can be of various types. If you are having a louder sound, that means wave is more heighted. If you are hearing a less sound, that means the wave's height is less. Okay, so this is that the waves are traveling by the sound. So sound travels in the form of wave. It needs a medium to travel, and sound is produced only when the object is struck or is vibrated. Okay, so here these are the another example, that is take 6 to 8 balls on tumblers, water up to different levels, increasing gradually. That means see here that he is taking different bowls and he filled it with water, but with different levels. That is, in something it is having a higher level, and in some glass it will be of low level, that is some less water is poured in it. That now try to strike. Now what will happen, that when you strike it, the sound will be of different ranges. We will hear the pleasant sound, but they will have of a different ranges. That means the higher water that is poured in the glass, that is the left condition, you can see here, that is the less water, it will produce different sound. The right condition, that is having the highest water, will produce different sound. That means different mediums will produce different sounds, and these sounds are heard by our ears, and this can be classified also, that we are hearing a high amplitude sound or a high loud sound. We will further discuss about how this sound is produced by the humans also. Like we humans are speaking. Now I am speaking here and you are hearing with your ears. So some construction should be there in our voice that is produced by me, and their construction should be something in your ears also that is able to hear some sound from me. So I already said the sound is produced when vibrations are produced by us. So some vibrations are also produced in my throat because I am talking and I am producing some sound. Means my throat is also vibrating, and these vibrated sound will be moving out from my throat and is reaching to you. That means your ears are having some object that can try to record this sound and can able to hear. And we already know that anything that are connected in our body are due to muscles which are able to move them. So some muscles are also there. We will see in the next class that how this sound is produced by a human being and how this can be traveled and how it can be entered to the ears of a human ear that can be able to hear the sounds. So what we have learned here, that sound is something that is plays an important role in our life because we try to communicate with others with the help of the sound. And sound is produced when the two objects get collide to each other, or when we try to strike it with some other object, or we vibrate something. So vibrations are required to produce the sound, and sound needs a medium to travel. It travels with the medium and it travels in the form of the waves. So these 4 points we have seen today's video. So in the next class we will be seeing some more points about this sound. Okay, so thank you class. We will be meeting in the next class now.